All right, let's talk about Etsy ads and offsite ads. Should you do them? Is it a waste of money? Is there mistakes that you can make? I want to answer all those questions so you know exactly what they are and if you should even do them so you're not wasting money and hurting your business at the end of the day. And if you don't know who I am, I'm LL. I help people start, build, and grow their Etsy businesses. If you want a super fun and engaging and motivational way to be able to do that, join my free group below. There is a link. All right, so Etsy ads, what are they? In case you don't know, so Etsy ads are the ads that are in Etsy. So if you ever go into Etsy and you're looking in search, you will see rows of listings that will be promoted. It'll say promoted listing underneath them, and then there'll be a row of regular searched listings that are just coming up in search. And then there'll probably be another row of promoted listings. So basically, you're paying money for Etsy to put your promoted listings in search that will come up with the organic search listings based on keywords and stuff like that. So you're paying money to get in front of, to basically skip the line and get in search among others that are already in there that are not necessarily paying for ads. So this is a little bit different than offsite ads, which I'm going to get into next. But basically, the main difference is that you have full control over these. So you can control whether you want specific listings to be advertised. Maybe I only want some of my listings to be advertised, and other ones I do not want to be advertised. So you can control that. You can also control your budget of how much money is being spent on ads. If you only want to do $5 a day or $10 a day or $15 a day, you can control that. Now, Etsy does set a limit to how much budget they will allow you to spend, and then they raise it over time. So if you go in there, initially your budget may be like $50 a day, and then as you're spending more and more money, you'll go in there, you'll see maybe they raise it $75 a day, 100, 150. So they will keep raising it. Obviously, they want you to spend more and more money. Whether you should or not is another question, and I'm going to dive a little bit more into that. So you can control the budget, you can control which listings are being advertised, and you can also control keywords in the listings or in the advertised listings. So you can go in there and see which keywords are being ranked, and you can remove ones that are not relevant. For the most part, they are going to be relevant, but you can have control over that and see. The other big difference is you will pay regardless of whether these listings sell. So if you have a promoted listing and it's showing up, and your budget is $5 a day, chances are all of that budget's going to be spent every single day, or at least close to it. They won't spend more than it, but they will definitely probably spend most of that budget. Now, if you go in and you change your budget, if your budget's like $5 a day, and then you go in and you change it to like 50, chances are that whole budget's not going to be spent right away. It's going to take the algorithm time to kind of catch up. Whether you should do that is another question. I don't think that you should do that. You should change your budget gradually over time. You should not just do a wild swing from $5 to $50. The algorithm's going to be, what the heck is this dude doing? And they're going to start spending money rapidly that may not be money well spent. So it's a good way to waste a lot of money. So I would, if you're going to raise your budget, from 5, maybe do it to 10 or even like $8, and then wait a couple of days, and then maybe change it to like $12, and then maybe like $15. So you want to do it gradually. You don't want to make wild swings in anything that you do on the platform. And this goes for most platforms. You want to be gradual at what you're doing. Even if you're running like Facebook ads and you change your budget from $5 to $100, that's not necessarily a good thing. The end result's probably not going to be great because you just did a wild swing. So those are the big differences there with Etsy ads compared to what I'm going to talk about now is offsite ads. And if you want, I have a free cheat sheet if you want to help this a little bit easier, make this a little bit easier for you. Just if you're watching this on YouTube, just type ads in the comments, and I will send that cheat sheet over to you guys because I want to make sure that this is as painless as possible if you run ads. One thing to keep in mind too, this is a pro tip for you guys, is ads do not fix bad listings. So if your shop's set up bad, if your listings are set up bad, don't run ads. If you're not automatically getting organic sales, do not run ads. It's not going to fix those listings. You're just going to send people and traffic to your listings that aren't good. So they're not going to buy. They're going to move on to another listing and buy from them. So the algorithm is going to look at that negatively, and they're going to tank your ranking with that listing, and it's going to perform worse and worse and worse. It's going to keep going lower and lower and lower in search, which happens if you're getting a lot of traffic and no sales, no engagement to that listing. So don't do it. Make sure that you're getting your feet wet and you're building up a solid business before you start to run ads. A lot of people jump in right away, start running ads right away, and then it just becomes a waste of money. So you don't want to be not performing and wasting money. The frustration is going to be very, very, very frustrating. Your frustration is going to be frustrating. It's going to be frustrating all around, is what I'm trying to say. And it's not going to be fun. And that's not a road you want to go down. So the next one, and this one's completely different as far as how it's run. But this is offsite ads. So this is basically off-site, off of Etsy. The main difference is this you have no control of, really. So basically Etsy will look at your shop and they'll look at your listings and they just decide which listings that they want to advertise. They'll advertise on Bing, they'll advertise on Google, they'll advertise on Facebook. So they decide which listings that they want to advertise. So they're very, very selective, and they don't advertise a lot of stuff in your shop. It'll be selective. So it's not like they'll take all your listings and advertise them. The other thing that I'm seeing, and I've seen over the last couple of years, is these offsite ads perform usually better than Etsy ads because they are so much more selective and they're basically doing the work for you. They will perform. The return on ad spend with offsite ads is a lot better than Etsy ads, which is a good thing considering you have a lot less control with offsite ads. And I'm going to talk about your return on ad spend here in a second. So you can decide if you make basically the two differences are if you make $10,000 less or more. If you make more than this in a rolling 365-day period, you are automatically opted in to offsite ads. You have to do them. You have no control. You can't turn them off. They will automatically opt you in to doing them and pick which listings that they want to advertise for you. So the other part of this is the fee. So if you're doing offsite ads, they will charge, if you're in this category, they'll charge up to 12% only if the listing sells. So if it sells, it'll be up to 12% fee on top of the other fees. So it could get very expensive. In my experience, it's usually never this high. In my experience, it's usually 5 to 6%, which is good. So it's usually not this high. And you only pay this fee if the item sells. If nothing sells, you're not paying anything. So there's no risk, which is nice. The only risk is if it sells, they're going to charge you that fee. This is another reason why you have to make sure you're setting up a shop with decent profit margins, because these fees do add up, and you don't want to put yourself in a bind, and definitely don't want to lose money. So you have to make sure you have a decent profit margin to start, so you have wiggle room for sales, promotions, fees, all that stuff. If you're starting off with 5% profit margin and then you're opting in to offsite ads, they take the fee and you're losing money. That's a you problem. You started that problem by not setting your business up the right way. So that's why you have to be careful. People go down that road and then they complain about Etsy, which fees, no one likes fees, right? But this is what you signed up for. You're basically paying entry to get all this potential traffic and potential sales. So it's your pay to entry. It's something that is, wherever you go, there's fees. Even if you have your own website, you're paying a processing fee. It may be less, but then you don't have any traffic and you have to drive your own traffic. That's a whole nother soapbox that I'm not going to get on. So that's the scenario one. If you make less than $10,000 in a 365-day period, you can either choose to opt in or opt out of offsite ads. If you're opted in, again, you only have to pay if something sells, but that fee is up to 15% now. so you get less of a discount on the fee. Again, it's usually never that high, but it could be. So you have to plan on the worst case scenario. But if you're opted out, you're not going to get offsite ads. They're not going to do anything. But if you do start making, if you get up to that $10,000 mark in that rolling 365-day period, then you are going to be automatically opted in, but then this fee is going to go down to 12%. All right, so that's the biggest difference, is those two scenarios with offsite ads and having to opt in or opt out. The other thing to consider with this, mostly with Etsy ads, is the return on ad spend. You can see the return on ad spend with offsite ads, but again, you have less control with this if you're automatically opted in, but you should know what return on ad spend means, so that you can manage your ads effectively. So return on ad spend, or ROAS, is basically, in the simplest terms, for every dollar that you spend, this is how much money you make on ads. All right. So basically, if you have $130 in revenue and you have $25 in ad spend, so how you would figure out return on ad spend, and they'll tell you in the dashboard too, but you should still know. You would take the 130 and divide it by 25, and that would be 5.2. So basically, for every dollar you spend on ads, you're getting $5.20 back. So that's a pretty good return on ad spend. The average return on ad spend, and this varies between niche, between industries. The average is about 3 to 1. So for every dollar you spend, you get $3 back. That's about average. So you can kind of gauge it on that. Now, depending on your profit margin, depending on how you have your business set up, 3 to 1 may not be good enough with all the fees worked in. You may need that 5 to 1, or you may need that 7 to 1. So that's something you have to figure out. And this is why knowing your profit margin is very important, because you have to make sure that when you do decide to spend money on ads, on Etsy ads, that your return on ad spend is good. So you can sort by return on ad spend in the dashboard and see which one is the lowest, and you can turn those ads off. You can also sort by budget spent, and if you're spending a lot of budget on one listing that's not selling, you can turn that listing off. All right, so some keys to success here to wrap this up is don't make frequent changes, right? Like I was talking about with the budget, turning the ads on or off. Don't make frequent changes. Don't go in there and turn your ad off, turn them on the next day, turn it off. Or don't change your budget from $5, and then next day you change it to $10, then the next day you change it back down to $5, because that's what happens. People go in there and they're like, oh, I'm losing money, I'm going to lower my budget. And then they make a couple sales. They're like, oh, I'm going to raise my budget, I'm going to lower my budget. It messes with the algorithm. You can't do that. You're not going to have as good a performance as you should have, because you're making changes too much, too often, too frequently. All right. The other thing to keep in mind is for bestsellers, sometimes when advertised, they don't do as well as they do organically, which happens, right? And vice versa. Sometimes you'll have listings that don't really do great organically. When you advertise them, then they do good. So this is why you have to test and see what works. I recommend just starting off advertising all your listings, seeing which ones perform, turning off the ones that don't over time. All right. So that's the best way to go about this. So those are the main differences. Those are some things to watch out for if you do decide to advertise. Again, make sure you're getting organic sales. You don't want to throw money at something before you're ready, before it's too soon. And if you want that cheat sheet, just put ads in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. That's all I got for you today. Hopefully that helps you out.